Did you wake up without cell service? What caused a huge Verizon targeting tech? Then of neighborhoods across LA forever. Why more homes could soon be replaced with high rises. And while the Dodgers they will face in the NLCS, we'll see how much fans might have to shell out for a ticket.
The NBC4 News at 3 starts now.
And we begin at 3 with a widespread outage that frustrated Verizon users all over Southern California. You might be one of them. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano. NBC4's Amber Felix is live with details. And Amber, we're hearing the outage was more of a human error than a technical. What are you being told?
That's right. Verizon that this outage was due to an act of vandalism. Cables were cut, which led to thousands of people across the nation experiencing issues with their cell and internet service. They have not told us where the vandalism happened, but they say it's hard to make sure everybody's service has been restored. Now, like you mentioned, a lot of people waking up frustrated this morning because they weren't able to text, call, or use their data services. And these issues impacted, like I mentioned, thousands of people across the nation. Some people others here in LA County. Some of the include Van Nuys, Hollywood, sorry, that was North Hollywood. And so while the outage impacted both internet and mobile services, 59% of the reports were actually for mobile. And people quickly took to the neighborhood apps this morning to express their confusion and frustration. People asking others if they were experiencing the same issues, and others sharing that they had even tried contacting Verizon to see what was going on. Information that read in part, quote, these dangerous acts only were able to speak to issue that some of their customers image.
Thank you. Says it's beginning substantial federal worker layoffs. Affected agencies include the Department of Interior, Homeland Security, Education Services, along with Protection Agency. Has just learned that the Smithsonian closed all museums, research centers, and the National Zoo on Sunday because of the government shutdown. Now to major developments in the Middle East right now. Israel and Hamas put into place this morning. It's of a larger peace deal to bring the two-year war to an end. NBC4's Kathy Barr joins us from our newsroom with what comes next during this pause in fighting. Kathy?
Well, Annabelle, a lot. Now, this agreement now in effect would allow for the exchange of the remaining hostages for some 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. New video shows thousands of people has taken place. Many going back to check if their homes are still standing. It's the first sign of recovery now that the Israeli government has voted to approve a deal with Hamas. Here's what to expect next. The Israeli army is to withdraw its troops from the areas they currently occupy close to Gaza City. After that, a 72-hour countdown begins. That is when Hamas alive. There is room for the peace deal to follow. Of course, but the president remains optimistic, calling this just the first step in the war.
Released on Monday or Tuesday. Getting them is a complicated process. To be a lasting peace, hopefully an everlasting peace.
The president is planning to travel to Egypt and Israel this week. Live after the 2 years of activity, President Trump said he expects change of those hostages to happen on Monday or Tuesday. Maybe a longer time frame for the return of the deceased hostages whose remains may be buried under rubble. And there are even more complicated steps ahead, including a requirement for Hamas to disarm and to leave power. When that happens, though, is still a very open question. Live in the newsroom, Kathy Ibarra, NBC4 News. Annabelle, back to you.
All right, Kathy, thank you for that. Meantime, LA's troubled juvenile hall facilities will remain under the control of the probation for the time being. Today, a judge rejected Attorney General Rob Bonta's request to appoint a receiver. In July, Bonta filed for what's known as a receivership, citing youth violence and drug overdoses at the facilities. In today's ruling, the judge says the state is not against all other possible remedies, but he's open to reconsidering the request at a later date. New at 3 taller buildings could be coming to a neighborhood near you. Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill today that allows more dense housing projects near major public transit hubs. It affects 8 counties, including LA and Orange. The bill allows for multi-family developments as high as 5 to 9 stories. It also streamlines the permitting process. LA leaders had urged Newsom to veto the bill because it takes away local control. NBC4's Conan Nolan will have the pros and cons coming up on the NBC4 News at 6. Let's go outside and take a live look there at Long Beach. Meteorologist Kelly Moody is here. She's tracking those conditions for us. We still see those clouds out there.
They are still present, Annabelle, but we have some that we are continuing to track as the stream of moisture coming from what was once Hurricane Priscilla now continues to move farther and farther off the northeast. It's not without a couple little disturbances locally, though, as we look around. We are seeing a few storm cells that are traveling the desert. Otherwise, most of that moisture has been, again, staying to the south and to the east of us. But you shouldn't be surprised if you are somebody in our mountains and you've been running into some of this. So it might have been putting on quite a big light show earlier this afternoon. This break apart, though. Meanwhile, we're all working with a little extra humidity. I walked outside and felt that our dew points are hanging out in the 60s, which means our current temperatures, which are even 90s for some areas like Ontario, side, feel like mid-90s, mid to upper 90s. We're feeling the heat. It'll be cooler this week. Next few minutes.
Find it, throws to the plate. Oh my goodness! One.
Yes, they did. The Stars off on a 50th error to clinch their National League victories, and now they advance to the NLCS for the 8th time in the last 13 seasons. We still don't know who they'll go up against. Step closer to another World Series. Lucky to go last year. Nicole Medina talked to fans today who are there for what could be an expensive October.
If you're like me, a Dodger fan, you certainly relish a World Series.
It is tough. It is tough.
Jose Lara knows what I'm talking about. He shelled out good money for last night's game.
I'm not mad. As long as you keep winning, I don't care.
I Right. Those tickets are expensive. I mean, they're expensive for a reason.
Paula Cahuenga, a lifelong Dodger fan, all dressed in pink today. She was actually giving birth to her daughter during the last World Series.
She was born during the World Series, and we were watching it in the hospital.
Last year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we were in the hospital watching the parade, and she's a Dodger fan for life.
She won't be shelling out the big bucks this year if the Dodgers go again.
We'll be watching it on TV comfortably on our couches.
So what coverage costs if the Dodgers go to another World